please join the palms, and we will bow to each other. Good afternoon, my dear brothers, sisters. I should call you all my young students. Today is Saturday, October 21st, 2017. We are at the Khuynh Quang Buddhist Temple for our fall retreat. And this is the additional program for maybe young friends who are here with your parents, and we do not want to waste your time. We would like to use your time meaningfully. That's why we try to organize this session so Thay can come out and visit all of you and share with you a few things in our daily practice. So please bear with Thay that you spend about 30-40 minutes here. It's not much compared to the whole day you stay here, right? So if we think that we have a lot of time to hang around, play, run around with the friends, and there's not much time, you give Thay about 40 minutes in order for me to share with you something. This is your gift for Thay. Okay, you give a lot of your time to your friends, and now you all together, you give me a big gift. And what is your gift? Your presence here. So because your presence are so important to the present moment, the reason why I ask you to sit quietly down and follow your breath, because we used to think there are so many precious, so many things that are valuable around us, like money, like diamonds, like friendship, like relationship, so many things around, so important. But the one that most important is our breathing. Why? Can somebody raise your hand and tell Thay why our breath is so important, more than everything else? Can anyone here raise your hand? My young friends, can you tell Thay why it's so important? Don't worry, it's wrong or right, okay? It's just according to what you think. Okay, Andrew said your breath is important because it keeps you alive. Is that true? Yes. Because we think, oh, I want a lot of money. But once we stop breathing, what happened? We die. And once we die, even we have lots of money, we still cannot use anything, right? So, what else? Yes, wonderful answer too. Your breath is so important because it helps you to calm down. So that means when you in a very bad mood, instead of explode, you try to find yourself a spot to sit down, to calm yourself down, and you use your breath as the place, as the destination, as a safety island for you to rely. So, your breath is a wonderful island. It's a safety island where you can come down, stay calm, because you will save a lot of environment. Your breath is not only save your life, but it also save the environment, your situation. For example, if you're angry, let's say if your mom and your dad are home, if your dad angry at your mom, and he unable to control, he unable to tame his anger, he explode, he yelled, and what happened to the family? Your family become the entire hell instead of heaven. So if you're happy, heaven. If you're angry, it's hell. So heaven and hell is according to how you make it. Hell is not under the ground. Heaven is not above the sky. Hell or heaven is right in your heart, right on your words, right in your action. So if you are losing yourself, if you're losing your mindfulness, you're losing this energy, then everything will turn around, upside down, completely. So in your school, in your class, in your family, in the temple, in your community, in your friendship, if you have no mindfulness to protect your friendship can be weak. Let's say you guys come here in this weekend. You play together as friends while your parents in the main hall they practice. But all of you have to be mindful too, because if you lose your temper, you can fight. And if you get into a big fight, your parents will say, "What happened to your face?" As you will say, "Oh, that guy hit me." Your parents so angry. Your parents will find that guy and hit that guy. And so your young anger related to the parents, related to the adults. So when you have problems, especially when you in the very bad emotion, like angry, like upset, do not explode. You have the right to express your anger, but not in the moment that you are angry. You try to calm yourself down by your mindful breath, and that will help you to focus easily. So if you're able to spend 5 minutes, if you're able to spend 5 minutes every day to sit down and follow your breath. Breathing in, I am alive. Breathing out, I am happy. Breathing in, I am a flower. Breathing out, I am fresh. You try to calm yourself, you try to nourish, you try to refresh your body and your mind by your mindful breath. You do that for 5 minutes every day, and I guarantee you increase a lot of calmness and your wisdom, your insights. You can imagine one day you lose your toys. You run around and you try to look up for your toys. You cannot find it because you're too wonder and you're too annoying. Unless you find yourself a spot. Okay, let me see. When is the last time and where is the last time I stopped by? And how did I use it? You remember right away. Oh, I remember the last time I was in the dining hall and I turned left and I lived in there. Just like Thay. A few days ago I was in North California. And one early morning I stopped by a house to visit a senior who was sick. And because I walked, I was visiting him in the early morning, so I used my hat. So when I stopped by the house, I leave the hat there. And when I leave, I just leave it there. And I totally forgot that I don't have a hat in my bag. So once I did it, I just surprised, where was it? I surprised, where was it? And I thought I was not in somewhere. Totally, I don't remember where I left it and where is the last time I stopped and when is the last time I used it. But there was a lady who reminded me, "Hey, I remember that morning when you walked in in that house, you have your hat. I sit down and I concentrate and I remember, yes, I was there in the armchair and I left it there. I call somebody there and pick the hat for me so they can pick the hat. So when you lose something, instead of running around and looking for something, you are unable to find one. Unless you come and stay calm and you concentrate and you try to research, you try to refine. When is the last time you stop? Where is the last time you're using it? And then you can find it right away. So if we don't have our breath, we die. Because our breath works very hard for us. When you run so fast, what happens to your breath? You have a short breath. When you're so scared, what happens to your breath? You also have a short breath. When you're so relaxed, what happens to your breath? It's calm and relaxed. So when you stop breathing, nothing we can tell, nothing we can do. Everything will be done. So even we have a high position as a society, we have a big family, a beautiful family, a lot of friends, whatever. But if we don't have our breath, we stop breathing, everything will be done. So therefore, we have to remember that. The most important in our life is our breath. So that's why in Buddhist practice, every time when we sit down for meditation, what do we do? You can question, what do we do when we do sitting meditation? We do not just sit there for nothing. We do not try to sit there to empty our mind, our thinking, because we are unable to stop thinking. We're always thinking. If you do not think this, and you will think that. If you don't think this, and you think that. We're always thinking. So now, instead of thinking so many things, we try to think only one thing at a time. And that is our breath. Are you hearing me? You understand what I try to share with you? Your breathing is so important. So try to 5 minutes every day. You stay calm and you breathe. Especially when you're angry. Do not talk. Do not express your anger. Because that is a poison temper. People can recognize, oh, this man, he has a very hot temper. You know, when you grow up, you apply for a job. You have to dress nicely. You have to talk with the one who interviews you nicely. You try to show them all the positive in you. You never want to show them your negatives. Is that true? Because if they can see your negative, they never hire you. But instead, they will fire you. So when we see someone special, like looking for a job, first of all, we have to dress nice. Secondly, we have to talk nice. Thirdly, we have to behave nice. Fourth one, we have to have a resume. We have to tell them who we are. You try to report them all your positive ones. And sometimes you have to put the reference. So who they can contact, who ask about you. So they can trust you and they can hire you. Same thing. We have to talk to someone. We have to be there for someone exactly like when you looking for a new job. Nice dress, nice behave, nice speech. Because those are all the positive energy in you that people can feel comfortable when they be with you. You don't want to play with a friend who is so angry. You don't want to play with a friend who have a very hot temper. he is not a nice one because he treats people so bad. Those kind of friends you don't want to socialize. Same thing. If you are like that, nobody likes to be with you. So the one who have a lot of friends, because that person treat people nice, because that people can talk nice, and because that one always, very easy to get together. So your breathing is so important. If you stop breathing, you die. And everything will be done. So that's why in Buddhist practice, when you see each other, we try to bow each other. Why? Because we try to respect each other. And this is not a religious greeting. This is a beautiful way for us to greeting each other, even you are Buddhist or not. Instead of shaking hands, it's a one way of greeting. So now we have another way to greeting each other in bow. So if you go to Thailand, how people greeting you? Do you know? If you go to Thailand, do you know how people greeting you? Same thing. They will join your palm. They will bow you. How Japanese greeting each other? They just stand still, they bow. Right? So in this world, we have different way of greeting to each other. So don't be shy to join your palms and bow to each other. This is nothing religious. This is one of the way of greeting each other. Why we shy? It's like you like to taste Indian food, you like to taste Korean food, you like to taste different food from different countries. Then as a human, we can learn many ways of greeting each other. So if we go any country, we know their way. We know their way. So in Japanese, people do like this. In Thailand, in Cambodia, in Vietnam, you can use like this to bow each other, greeting each other. Usually, when we're angry, just because we disagree on something. When you disagree on something, you're angry. But that doesn't mean it's wrong just because you put yourself in that situation, you disagree with it, and you make the thing become more serious. Actually, that one, very simple. Just because you don't accept it exactly as it was, that's why you upset. So if you focus to your anger is nothing. Just because you're not satisfied with it, you're not happy. That's all. That doesn't mean that person wrong. Doesn't mean that one is wrong. Just because you view it wrong, you take it wrong, that's why you're angry. Try to simple things as much as you can, and nothing will be important. And because there's nothing important, that's why nothing that you can be angry. In Vietnamese, people used to address a Buddhist monk, Thay. You can address a teacher in school, Thay. So the word Thay is not only for a monk. Anyone who able to give you something for you to learn, that person can be your Thay, teacher. We used to say, 3 persons walk together. In one of the 3, that one can be your teacher. For example, maybe some of you very new to the temple. You don't know who is that. But you walk with somebody else who are here before you. And he can teach you, that is the Buddha. So when you see the Buddha, you just join your palm and you go like this. That guy, he is your teacher. So you can have your teacher around, not only in the temple, or not only in school. anyone who able to give you some learning, he is your teacher. So people used to address a Buddhist monk, a Buddhist teacher, Thay. It's a very close word that you can call a monk. If you cannot pronounce the word Thay, you can pronounce Thay, a tie that you wear right in your tie. So in my temple, all the friends who introduce me to a new friend, oh, I would like to introduce you. This is our master. You can call him Thay. And you know a Thay? So when he write a letter, they write an email. You say today Thầy was home. Thầy will give a Dhamma talk. They write the word Thay in Vietnamese. They put the bracket T-I-E. So people can pronounce that word Thay. So every time when you dress up nicely, you put on your tie and you know Thầy was you. Thầy was with you in the party. So when you wear a tie, you know that I will be always in front of your heart. And every time when you almost explode, look at your tie, you say, hey Thay, you are here with me. I will try to remind you to stay calm. But beside the word Thay, we have this word. A guy. Usually in Vietnamese, you cannot call someone who is older than you in this world. You have to call them an brother and younger brother. You cannot call that one a thằng kia. This is a very, just a very normal word, but not nice enough to address someone when you respect them. So let's say if I shave my hair, I still have this role. People can call me Thay. But if I'm no longer in this form, I change my form. I have my hair, I put regular outfits, they will call me Thay. So Thay, it depends on how you look. Thay also depends on how you look. So remember, when you see something from outside, you can call that in according to what you think. But no matter what, either Thầy or Thằng, just a word to call somebody. The most important is you know who you are. Let's say even I'm still in my monk's form, but somebody disagree with me totally. They don't like me at all. They can call me Thằng. So I have to easily take the words because just a word. We have to learn like the ground. Even the clean water, the dirty water, the earth still take it easily. The earth never refuses. Let I ask you a question. You reflect on the garbage bin. You call this is a garbage bin. But do you agree with me that if we bring that garbage bin out, we select, is that garbage bin can be used every single thing in there? If I am the bottle depot, I can find some empty water bottle in there, so for me to recycle. Somebody, they want some food, maybe some extra food that people throw in their garbage. They can have some food out there, so to feed themselves. All the carrot peels, many other things. A good farmer can bring them out and transform into compost. So in the garbage bin, even you call garbage, but if you try to select them, everything, you sort them out nicely according to what we can use all of that, the garbage bin can be used meaningfully. Cái gì con? Đi con. According to his question, he asked me, can I go to the washroom? And there was a very funny story happened in the temple, in the school. There was a young student who always raised up his hand and asked his teacher, can I go to the washroom? So maybe he go 5-10 times a day every time he in class. So one day his teacher told him, next time if we have some visitor in our class, you can raise your hand and ask for the washroom, but don't say, can I go to the washroom? You have to ask, can I go to sing a song? So every time when you raise your hand up and you say, my teacher, can I go out to sing a song? And I will know that you want to go to the washroom. But I don't want to let the visitor know that you go to the washroom so many times. So one day, he get used to the word. He went home. His dad is sleeping. He wake his dad up and he said, Daddy, I want to go out to sing a song. And his dad said, it's midnight right now. Why you want to sing a song? Now go to bed. He said, no, I really need to sing a song. If you don't allow me to sing a song, I will die right away. Because I really want to sing a song. And his dad said, oh my goodness. Okay, I don't care what you want to sing. Sing nicely into my ear. And you know what happened to the ear, right? So when you go home today and say, Mom, I want to sing a song. Your mom say, don't bother others. Just sing nicely so enough I can hear you. Let me stop here for a few minutes. If you have a question related to your Buddhist practice or something that you don't understand why you do that in the temple or at home or according to the Vietnamese tradition, whatever you want to ask, please raise your hand and I will try my best to answer your question according to how much I know. Anything related to tradition, cultural Buddhism, or even in your school, yes. The question is why we have to sit meditation, sitting meditation. Good question. I don't know too. Tại sao rồi thì why do you do sitting meditation? Bé này mà nó nói là chị Thi cũng tại vì nó không có dẫn tiền nổi. You know why we meditate? Con biết không? Hả? Help you to learn more? Good answer. Yeah, because you calm yourself down. You calm yourself down and your wisdom open more and you can learn more. What else? Please, I know you have to know the why. Share with your friends. Don't be shy. Why we need to do sitting meditation? So that means you never meditate.
Yeah.
You never meditate, you don't know why. Then I will pick her answer then. You know, she really meditates today because usually she cannot sit like that. Is that true?
Yes.
So just a very simple way to think about meditation. When you're able to sit in one place, You stay calm, it's meditate. But let me give you the picture, what is meditation? You can think about these two words. We stop wandering. We stop running around. We stop wander our mind. But now we start to stay with the focusing. Example I just gave you earlier. You're running to looking for your toy. No more running. Stay calm. To see when is the last time you used your toy. Where is the last time you stopped and you using that toy? You can find it. So stop wandering, stay calm and focus. So I ask you, stop walking, stop running, stop fooling around, stay calm, focus to your breath. When you're able to maintain and follow your breath, you're able to calm your whole body and mind down. Why we need that? To save the environment, to save the situation. Because when you're angry, you explode. You just, talk according to your anger. You just explode according to your hot temper. You will burn your relationship. You will burn your family. You will burn everything down. How many of you have witnessed that your parents argument at home? And every time your parents argument, what happened to your family? Very cold. Nobody talk to each other. And what happened to you guys? You're fooling around. Suddenly you hear there are so many screaming. You will call your brother. Walk slowly to the room. If you stay around in the living room, in the dining room, you will be burned. So you better keep quiet and go to your room. Even a few minutes ago, you're just so happy, you just run up and downstairs. But when you hear the fighting, the argument between mom and dad, automatically you know that is the negative. You have an idea to recognize. You have the mindfulness. You have the attention to realize. You are aware. Oh, that is argument. You walk to your room right away. If you don't have awareness, then you never know what is that. So that means even you guys are young. You still, what is the negative? You still know what is positive and what is negative. So when you see people fighting, you know that it's a bad place, not a good environment. You don't want to be around there. You just stay away from somewhere. You see your friends was in trouble. You guys stay away from that area right away because you know you don't want to be in trouble too. So you already have your awareness. So please think this. Meditation doesn't make you to become a saint, a holy person, but at least it makes you become a real person exactly who you are, because you never overexplode. Remember what? Sometimes you overexplode. After that you feel regret. You apologize. And so many times you say sorry. But again, you just repeat your mistake. And after many times, people won't accept your apologize anymore. And they will say, oh, you don't mean it. So I don't trust your apologize anymore. Why? Because we are really not have the enough intent to change ourselves. There is nothing wrong when we're angry because we're human. But the difference between a normal human and the one with the practice is the one who practice, they know they are in the anger. They can stop and they can adjust the temper. But a regular one, a normal one, they just allow that explode. And that's why so many relationships has burned down. We are not like that. We are the students of the Buddha. And Buddha is the one who awake. We are the students of the one who awake. Then we should awake every single time we're in that kind of situation. We are no longer bound in that kind of negative anymore. We really want to make our words become positive. We really want to make our words become the real quality. Sometimes we just talk for the whole day, but nobody take our words because our words in their heart at that time no more quality. Very meaningless. We don't want that to happen. So before we become meaningless, let's make meditation help us to become meaningful. So remember, you come to the Buddhist, you are not coming for the worship. You are coming for the instruction, how to build up a strong foundation of yourself, of the happiness. You go to a Walmart, a Costco, you buy a desk. You see that desk already put like that, but you like it, you buy a desk. But they never build for you. You just buy a box, right? With all the materials in there and the instruction. You go home, don't do anything yet. Take the instruction out, re-instruction. And you sort. Oh, this is nail number 1. This is nail number 2. You have to define everything that instruction told you. And now you try to read instruction carefully before you put things together. You do not want, without reading instruction, you just put everything according to what you think. After you nail in, oh, this is the wrong area, you take it out. It's okay, but what happened to the desk? It's it screw in the wrong one. It make a mistake. And that desk become, it's already have some mark in there. It cannot be strong as if you can put things together on the right track. Same thing. When you say something wrong, you can take it down and say, I'm sorry, but what happened to that place? It's already have a hole in their hearts. There's a hole. There's a hurt. And remember, outside from your skin, if you have a wound, it's okay. But the wound in the heart, it takes a long time to heal. Do you understand that? The wound in the heart is very long time to heal. The wound from outside, you can heal. But that's why you come for the instruction to help you. To know what is wrong and what is right, how to put things together. What is the next question? So one more question and then we are free to go. Any question? How many of you here remember the song I Love Buddha? You remember the song? Can you come up here and sing a song? What? You don't want to, but I want you to. I love Buddha, I love Buddha, yes I do, yes I do. Buddha is my teacher, Buddha is my teacher, teaching me to be free. Is that the song you know? Is that the song you know? Then why don't you come up here and sing us? Who else remember that song? No? Andrew, you know the song? You remember the song? Can we sing the song according to these 3 words? Okay, so the song is the same, just replace the word. I love Buddha, I love Buddha, yes I do, yes I do. Buddha is my teacher, Buddha is my teacher, teaching me to be free. That's all the song. Okay, can we try please? On 3, 1, 2, 3. I love Buddha, I love Buddha, yes I do, yes I do. Buddha is my teacher, Buddha is my teacher, teaching me to be free. You will not free if I don't see you sing. I love Buddha, I love Buddha, yes I do, yes I do. Buddha is my teacher, Buddha is my teacher, teaching me to be free. So the Buddha is our teacher. The Dharma means the teachings of the Buddha. Okay, we sing exactly the same. Just replace the word Dharma. I love Dharma, I love Dharma, yes I do, yes I do. Dharma is my teacher, Dharma is my teacher, teaching me to be free. Now Sangha, Sangha means the community, like you guys. We all here together as a community, but this community try to practice and make each other happy. Your family is also a community. You want a happy community. You want a happy family. But now we can change the word. Instead, Dharma is, Sangha is my teacher, we replace. Sangha is my brother, Sangha is my sister, teaching me to be free. Because Sangha is the community. And in this community, we have brothers and we have sisters. Okay? 3. 1, 2, 3. I love Sangha, I love Sangha, yes I do, yes I do. Sangha is my brother, Sangha is my sister, teaching me to be free. Can we sing the whole song together, please? This is what we call entertainment to refresh the group, the class, okay? So we have to be together to sing a song. I love Buddha, I love Buddha, yes I do, yes I do. Buddha is my teacher, Buddha is my teacher, teaching me to be free. I love Dharma, I love Dharma, yes I do, yes I do. Dharma is my teacher, Dharma is my teacher, teaching me to be free. I love Sangha, I love Sangha, yes I do, yes I do. Sangha is my brother, Sangha is my sister, teaching me to be free. He is louder than my microphone. You have a good luck. You skinny, but your voice is very good enough, so you can replace my tomorrow for Dhamma talk. Okay, my brothers and sisters, all my young students, I am very thankful to all of you who take off your precious time to be here together as a group. And thanks for allowing me to share with you something related to our daily practice. I hope that you are a Vietnamese and you was born in the Vietnamese and Buddhist tradition. And I just want to inform you, when your parents bring you to the temple, doesn't mean they bring you to a religion for you to worship. But what they wish is they wish that you can learn something, some instruction, some way, some method for your daily life in the future. As the parents, we all have the same ways to love our children, that we always want to bring them to the good environments. You may disagree. You may say, I don't want it. I want to be free. But when you become the parents, and I'm sure you will do the same as your parents have. Just because you are still young now, you may not achieve the same thinking with your parents. But trust me, okay? I have understand your parents, why they do so. And even myself, why I have to travel everywhere. Take lot of my time, lot of my energy, try to explain Buddhism for people. They don't pay me. But why I do that? Because I just want to introduce them how to live good, how to make your life better. According to this entire world, we have so many, what happened? So many terrorism, so many disasters. Why? Just because we have lived in this world, but we did not do anything to protect this world. Every day, if you think carefully, you will see that we have invested a lot of destroying to the world. We are not really protect this planet. We waste a lot of paper. We waste a lot of food. We waste a lot of time. We waste a lot of things. And that may damage the whole world, the whole planet. So the world peace will be peace according to how we live in peace. The world will not be peace according to the way we live right now. We don't care anything. Let me ask you a question. How much time you look in your iPod, you contact with your iPad more than you contact with your parents? Lately, I can realize we are not looking at each other anymore. We spend time to look in the iPad in something called electric more than we contact with humans. Why? Because when we suffer, we call our parents, we call friends, we call brothers, we call sisters. The iPad will never do anything for you. I don't mean we don't use them. But I really sad. Right now, lately, I travel around and I see people just focus to their iPhone. They spend hours. They don't care anyone around them. That's why, we have lack of relationship. So technology is serving us. But if we are not careful, mindful enough, we become the slave of the technology. Every time when your dad brings you guys to the temple, they want you to stay in one place. So you don't hang around, you don't fooling around, you don't yell. They give you the iPad and you find yourself a corner. Now you have your own world. So your parents have their own world, you guys have your own world. And what happened to your world right now? You don't talk, you don't communicate. Do you realize that some of your friends look no fresh at all? Because they don't want to contact anyone, they don't want to hear anyone, they just want their own world. As long as I have an iPad, I have the whole world. But remember, your world is not the iPad. The one who gives you food every day is not the iPad. The one who gives you the food is your parents, your friends. When you cry, you cannot hold the iPad and can you hear me cry? You want somebody else give you a shoulder for you to lean down and cry. Only humans can feel you. Technology cannot. So I don't mean it's wrong to use them. But we have to know what time to use them and what time to put them away. It's time for us to communicate. So when you go home, you have dinner, put all the technology away. Be there for your parents, because your parents only have very limited time with you at the dinner time. You turn on TV, you turn on the iPad, you check your Facebook, you check your message, you check your friend's message. You don't care your parents' message. You don't care anyone around you who gives you the message. Sometimes your mother, she gives you the message of sickness. She doesn't feel well, but you never see her because you don't care about her. You think she's still healthy. But actually, she turned older. Or he, your father, he turned older. He gives you a lot of symptoms of sickness, but you have no time to care about it. The technology is something to help us to communicate with the outside world. Okay, when we need it, it's powerful. But the most powerful is between humans. I can see some of young friends. On their face, no freshness at all. Because they don't want anyone to call them. They just want to find a spot and they can stay there forever, for a day. They're fine. Even they don't need food. They need a bag of chips. And they can sit in any corner for a whole day. But every time when we call them out for something, we can see that their face turn. Whenever I look at that, I'm so sad. I'm deeply sad because I know now it's time for the world to be more collapsed. This planet start to crack. Our family communication start to crack. So it cracks since in the small world of the family, it cracks to the whole world. When you don't agree with each other, you just yell. You grab your iPhone, you find yourself a spot. You see that you can post your pictures on Facebook. Oh, our family was traveling in Europe for 2 weeks. There's a lot of fun here. You know what happened there? You try to advertise to all the texts. You are welcome to visit my home because nobody's home now. We are on vacation for 2 weeks. So if you can break in the door, the window, you are welcome to take everything because we are from home for 2 weeks. So if you are not mindful, you may post up lots of pictures on your vacation on the Facebook. It's a good advertising to them. You are welcome to visit my home. So we have to know what is up there and what is not appropriate to put it. Who give you food? Who give you clothes? Who have money to buy the iPad for you? Who have money to buy the iPhone for you? But once we have the iPad, we totally forgot everyone around. So I can see, right now, we are more contact with technology than between humans. Not only here, everywhere I go. Sometimes I walk on the bus, 100 people there, but not even a word. Everybody have their own world. And I can say, what is this world then? Before that, we walk up, hi, how are you? Do you need a seat? But right now, when we walk around, look like nobody cares who we are. So this is not a good symptom. So why we need meditation? To see those things. If one day you stop and you realize, look like my family now, we come for dinner, but my dad have an iPad, my mom have an iPhone, and we all have an iPhone. We just eat, but we don't know why we eat. We cannot taste the food. We eat with TV, we eat with many things outside the world. But right now, your own world, you know nothing. So this is my concern. And this is my reminding. Okay? It's alright to use it, but we have to know when and where. If we are not mindful enough, later on, I think about maybe 20 years later, this world have no relationship. Because we don't hate each other right now. I know the technology is serving us, but do not try and turn yourself into the slave, become the slave of the technology. Thank you for your listening. Okay, we stand up and we join our palms, facing the Buddha with us. Thank you. You're free to enjoy your time.